addicted to success.
So you ready to get into little shit?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Little shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timeline. B, what have you done today? What are your vices today?
I had a beer and some weed.
That's okay. Well, I had some wine and I feel great right now. If you're listening to this right now, that means there is a previous, you need to listen to what happened. We're cutting this in half and we're posting this a part 1 and a part 2. So you're getting into the little shit portion. If you want to hear, our banter and black facts and all that, go back to part 1. So, B, did you hear about your Louisiana brethren, Mr. Christopher Dooley, aka Hurricane Chris?
I saw that he got arrested, but for murder, right?
Yeah, so Louisiana rapper Hurricane Chris is facing like 2nd-degree murder charges in connection with a shooting incident that left a man dead last week. Friday morning, which was the 19th, he was charged with 1 count of 2nd-degree murder and illegal possession of stolen things. Stolen things is funny to me. I feel like
no, they couldn't
should
find
be a
no
more
other
sophisticated term. But the shooting reportedly took place at a Louisiana gas station up in Shreveport. Hurricane Chris claimed that he shot the victim in self-defense. He said he was exiting the store and the dead man currently tried to steal his car. However, like the detectives discovered like that's not what the tape showed, what happened. And also that the car Chris was in was actually stolen.
Oh shit.
And the person who owned the car reported it stolen and they were in Texas. So Chris is out right now on $500,000 bond. Something in this ain't clean. And, you know, right now in the culture that we're in, and I want to say right now since the beginning of eternity, the culture that we're in is that you can't trust everything that the police say. But something just don't seem right. Like we have a murder outside of a gas station claiming self-defense for a nigga stealing a car that you actually may have stole. What have been your thoughts on this? And
where did it happen?
Shreveport?
Oh, in Shreveport. Yeah, he from Shreveport. So,
yeah.
Damn. That shit crazy, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's up with Hurricane. That's my nigga though. I fuck with Hurricane. I did. I don't fuck with him now, like talking about, but I can't hear no new music. But I don't know, man. Shit seems kind of funky. I guess, you know, he got a bail, which is interesting. If you murder somebody, usually you ain't getting no bail. But
that's very true. And that bail is fairly
especially
low.
a black man.
That's true. I didn't even think about that point because that's true as hell. You know how like when you say North Carolina, like even though you can, people can say like J. Cole and the Baby and shit like that. When you say North Carolina, most people think Petey Pablo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of all the great acts that have come out of North Carolina. Is Hurricane Chris popping in Louisiana? Like,
I don't know.
I know you go there. I've only been there.
I'll be there for
once.
a week or two out of every 2 years.
That they don't bring up. All right. So
I like when he was jumping though. He was jumping, but I mean, I don't know. He might be jumping in Shreveport. I don't know. He old now. I doubt it.
Yeah. That's true. Do you feel like someone stealing your car is sufficient enough to commit murder?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, I don't know. If you can shoot a nigga, I mean, well, I took a self-defense class. I don't know what the laws are in Louisiana. I don't know if it's open. I know it's probably an open carry state, but I don't know if it's like castle doctrine or if it's stand your ground or anything like that. No, I don't think so. Matter of fact, yeah.
But just like morally, do you feel like if a nigga try to
so.
steal your car, do you feel like it's worth their life?
Nah.
If you're not personally in danger.
I might shoot. I don't know. I probably I don't know. Ain't no telling how I feel if I'm in that situation. But if I got insurance, I ain't tripping. Like,
right, that's my thing. Like, you want the shit, have the shit. And I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna get it back anyway. In the car,
like, I don't know the situation.
Right,
like, if you were, you know what I'm saying, if some shit was going on in the car, or if I had like some crazy dope or some shit in that bitch, yeah, I might shoot at your ass. But I don't even know then because I ain't trying to make it too hot. I don't know. But probably not. Only time I would probably shoot at your ass is probably if my kids or some of my people's potentially, in danger or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel you on that. Like, I just be thinking about like material things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like shit that could be replaced. Like, of course, we're not talking about
motherfucker though.
Huh?
Niggas' egos is a motherfucker though.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That got killed over fucking ego.
I just feel like 100%. I feel like that's probably the case for a lot of shit. Like majority of shit.
Of those for sure.
Yeah, like it's over ego, and I understand because. Listen, I live in I wish a nigga would state of mind all the time. But, as far as like taking somebody, like for me, like that's such like this permanent thing. Like you shooting to kill over a car. You don't know what this nigga's circumstance is. One, he could be just a fuck boy for sure. The other side of that is, again, systemic racism. Niggas is put in a position where they feel like this they way out or this they come up or whatever whatever the case may be. And I say that in regards, I say that, what I'm saying? I say that no matter like what race it is. If somebody is trying to take my car and that's all they want and they have a weapon, cause of course I'm just not about to give it to you cause you came up and asked for it to strong arm this shit. Like, you gotta have a weapon as well.
Right.
But, it's just like a lot, cause whether this story is true or false, now this man have to prove his innocence. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta prove your innocence. And everybody doesn't come out like the baby, where they saw it on camera, it was clear enough, it seemed, you were defending yourself. Whatever the case may be, because that's what the reports are saying. Like, nah, fam, reports is not showing that you were defending yourself. So I'm wondering, like, well, what the fuck went on out that bitch? Why would Hurricane Chris just shoot this nigga after coming out of the gas station? Like, is this a nigga he knew on some money or some nigga that been threatening him or whatever the case may be? And then after the shit was done, he was like, all right, like, I'm gonna say this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You got any hypothesis about this shit? That was mine.
Nah, that's pretty much sums it up for me.
Yeah. Man, Hurricane Chris, shooting and killing somebody is lit or shit.
If he defended himself, it's lit. If not, shit, I don't know. Just gotta wait for more to come out, I suppose.
Yeah. Just for the fact that I know as a black person in America, especially a black man in America, you have to prove your innocence. So I'm hoping you just didn't take a nigga life for like no fucking reason or because of your ego. So I'm gonna just go with that is shit. So your man's Swizz Beatz got a little bit brolic the other day, and he was on he has like this zone radio thing that he does, and Busta Rhymes was on it. And they got to talking about Drake. And Busta, song was leaked with Drake, and Busta and Swizz were talking about Drake. Swizz took offense to the fact that, or has been harboring some resentment about the fact that Drake and Busta Rhymes did a song together years ago. But the song is unreleased because basically Drake has not cleared the song to be released.
I hadn't heard about this.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
So Swizz called out Drake. It was like a regular conversation. You know how a nigga got some shit on their chest and then you just spark it?
Yeah.
That's how it looked. Like, Swizz was, and you rarely see, Alicia Keys' husband, Swizz, like really turn the fuck up. It's not like Rough Riders Swizz from back in the day.
Yeah.
So, they were talking about that and Swizz goes, because at the end of the day, niggas is pussy for real. What's up? Pop off. Let's go.
Damn.
Straight like that.
Man, I'm
and
mad.
then
I'm mad I missed that.
played this fucking song that had a fire ass beat. And Busta, you know, tried to diffuse it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Tried to play industry real quick. Like, wait. You know, whatever. And, Swizz was like, you know, my whole energy is based on something that got leaked. And you couldn't put it out no matter what the circumstances was. He was like, but he a cool kid. That's a little kid. That's a guy. That's a little guy. And he said, it's nothing personal. He basically said he don't have no problem. And then he said, but if it was personal, I'll shoot that nigga plane off the sky.
God damn.
Like, Swizz, what you on, man? Like, I loved it. It was entertaining to me.
Sheesh.
But Swizz then came back the next day and said, cause Swizz was like, yo, Bust, my filter is burnt. Like, I don't have no filter right now. Swizz basically came back the next day and said he was in the wrong space. He basically gave like a apology where he says like, I feel how I felt. It is what it is. That was just not the right place and time for that. Basically how his apology was.
Some nice Drake jabs. I can't wait for that.
Oh, you already know.
He's
shooting at
fire.
Alicia. He's shooting at Swizz. He might take a shot at DMX for Rough Riders. I don't know.
That shit finna be fire. Like,
that shit finna be fire.
There's gonna be some crazy raps. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be great.
Put some shit together.
Yeah.
But you know, Chubb's an OVO. He was just like, we don't need no apology. It's clear you don't like us. So act the same way when you see you, pussy.
Sheesh. These niggas talking spicy.
Listen, I heard, you know, I was listening to, Breakfast Club, Monday. And, you know, your boy Charlamagne was just like, and don't be thinking Swizz Beatz pussy. Like, Swizz Beatz ain't pussy. In a light skin on light skin battle, who winning? Physically, like a fight.
Swizz a whole gangster though. Like, Swizz ain't no, like, he's from the Rough Riders. Like, he used to be, him and X is best friend. Like, Swizz ain't no pussy though. I've heard plenty of Rough Rider stories from back in the day. Like, Swizz ain't soft. Like, at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely rolling with Swizz on that one.
Yeah, you think Swizz got Drake. Even
sure.
though it seemed like Drake might have Swizz by like 40 pounds.
I don't give a fuck about that. Intimidation is a motherfucker.
I don't think Drake can fight personally.
Hell no.
I don't think Drake can fight at all. I would be surprised if Drake has even gotten into like a fight. Like a fight. Like, you know, like Drake has had a lot of smoke with LGs too. You remember Diddy smacked the fuck out of Drake?
Mm-hmm.
Like that video never came out, but niggas never denied that shit happened. Even Drake done had smoke with Hov, smoke with Swizz. Why you think he had so much smoke with like the OGs? Do you think they hating on the guy or?
It was probably a combination. Nigga probably smelling himself, and at the same time, niggas like trying to little man him and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably like a combination. Yeah, but then he like, you can't son. Who the fuck is you niggas sonning? Like, I'm better than all you niggas. So like, you know, it's probably just a clash of the titans.
That makes sense. Cause I'm just like, you know, a lot of people have had problems with Drake, but Drake gives off this like nice guy perception all the time. Like his image is like this nice guy. Like I think that's where he's
probably
like
trying
carved
to fuck Alicia too. He wrote a couple joints. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he got a couple joints on Alicia too. So he probably tried to fuck Alicia or probably fuck Alicia. You know, that shit, man.
Damn. I want to give a shout out to Drake because Drake is like one of the softest niggas who I feel like body count is just crazy.
You write a bitch a song, shit. You can't be but so soft. Bitch got goddamn shit.
Listen, but Drake is also the nigga that raps about how he plays bitches his songs and they be like, all right, nigga. Like,
Yeah. That was at the beginning.
back then they didn't
Yeah,
vote.
no,
Now
yeah,
they
shit,
all
nigga, that pen fire. He put some pen to pad. Your ass, goddamn, your ass gonna be in a good place.
Yeah, I think that, whatever Drake is doing, Drake been hot for fucking counting almost 11 years at this point in time with no lull. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, I see Drake probably going at this for at least another 2 or 3 for real.
Yeah.
Drake can't miss, whether I like everything he does or not, or people like everything that he does. It's enough people that like whatever songs it is, whether it's the rap songs, whether it's the ballads, whatever, like, Drake can't lose, man. Drake cannot lose. Speaking of Drake, how was your Father's Day?
Oh, Father's Day was good. Excuse me. Yeah, Father's Day was really good. I had to do a lot of work at my parents' house because my parents aren't, like, unfortunately not in the greatest of health in terms of being able to do a lot of stuff around the house. So I had to went over there. Like, I didn't wake up till like fucking 12 because I didn't go to sleep till late. I had a headache and I ended up taking like some fucking Excedrin like a dumbass, and she had me up till like 5 in the morning. So I went to bed at like 5 and then wake up to like 12:01. So then ate breakfast and kicked it for a second, and then went to my mom's crib, kicked it with them for the most part, and that was it. It was cool.
You ain't get no gifts? What the fam do for you? You get no special dinner or nothing?
Nah, I mean, it was kind of it was different. Like, the breakfast was better than, we ended up like going out to eat or ordering some shit because I ain't feel like cooking, and we got back to my house too late, shit like that. Because my mom cooked, but I don't like they be eating mad pork and all that type of country shit, so I don't be eating that shit. So so I just came back to the crib. But nah, I mean, it was cool because I was able to do some shit around my mom in the house. So I didn't really chill, but it was still alright because I was helping my people, so I won't nothing to it. It's wild because my stepdad has actual 2 daughters, and neither one of them came to see him, and my dad is like in not great shape at all. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being able to do shit, like, he can't really do a lot for himself like he used to, like, a couple years ago. So that shit crazy. Like, he ain't even my fucking blood, but I'm in there busting my ass. Like, like, I do mad shit for my peoples, which I ain't like trying to get no fucking kudos because I mean, it's my mom and my stepdad. They raised me and took care of me, but at the same time, like, he's got blood, like his actual, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers don't be.
Why don't they fuck with him?
I don't. They do. Like, that's the weird part about it. Like, they be like, I don't know, man. Like, one sister stay in Charlotte, the other one stay in Durham. You know what I'm saying? And like, the one that stay in Durham, she can't drive. Like, but her husband, like, she rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can get some shit. I don't know. Shit is weird. It's a weird dynamic.
Why she can't drive?
Because she, like, mentally, like, she's got mental health issues type shit. But she's
rich?
fine. She's her husband is a white dude that's well to do. Like, he be building video games and shit like that. So like, they strap. So you know what I'm saying? Like, 200 a year type shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's super smart type shit. But it's weird. It's a weird dynamic. But anyway, I don't know why their relationship is weird. Because like, my other sister, she calls him and talks to him like 2 or 3 times a day, but just don't come to Raleigh. It's weird. I don't fucking get it. But because he ain't seen her in like 2 years, I think.
And
like,
she live in Durham?
She live in Charlotte.
Oh, she live in Charlotte?
Yeah, nigga. Like, and she don't do shit. Like, I don't fuck with her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all. Like, I got married, whatever. But yeah. So it was cool. I didn't intend on spending my Father's Day that way, but I was cool with doing it because, like, I had to do some shit in the yard and I cleaned the house, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom and dad couldn't do it as well, and like, money kind of funny, so they couldn't really get a maid. So me and my old lady like cleaned the crib up and shit, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I got back late and just kicked it, watched the Shy. You know what I'm saying? Watched a little Naked and Afraid. You know what I mean? It went crazy on him.
Adrian Broner was upset because all he got was 2 $25 gift cards. He talking about he need to find better bitches to nut in.
Yeah, he's
do you ever feel like Father's Day is overlooked?
Nah, I mean, I got some good gifts, but it is what it is. Like, I mean, I could have definitely chilled all day and not done shit, but I wouldn't have felt right because I had to go see my pops and shit. So nah, I mean, Father's Day was dope. It was for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? They spend it with their peoples and shit, you know what I'm saying? Their dads, and you know what I'm saying? Or did it, with their families or whatever. So I feel like it was dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's different, obviously, because COVID is here, so there's not a lot that you can do. Like Saturday, I kicked it with my best friend, and my brothers. Essentially, like we kicked it for a little while, for about 3 or 4 hours, played a little cornhole and shit on Saturday night. But again, it's COVID, so I don't really like my old lady be kind of riffing, and then when I be out, you know what I'm saying, too much, because I get it. But at this point, I'm kind of over the shit. But so we just kicked it. There was only like 4 of us and shit. So we just was, you just
kind of taking a little bit more chances than what you would have.
Yeah, it's just,
people you like, trust, though.
Yeah, it's just the normal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if niggas ain't feeling bad, like, it's kind of hard. I mean, I know motherfuckers be asymptomatic and shit, but at the same time, it's like, man, like, like, fuck, man. Like, I've weathered the storm quite a bit, and I know the numbers are continuing to ramp up, but shit, man. Like, I'm fucking about to go crazy in this bitch. And, motherfuckers is offing themselves, and a lot of the mental health is being affected by this shit. So if you can get some solace, between whatever, but I say then it's the anxiety of, if you got a bit of tickle in your throat, you like, shit, I knew I shouldn't have went nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, listen, let me tell you something. My hypochondrianism, I have COVID like once a week. Like, oh shit, like, wait, that felt weird. Like, is that COVID? Weird. Like, I just coughed, like, take 2 calls, like,
14 days.
Yeah. But especially like if I go out, I run a bunch of errands and shit like that. Like my siblings were in town, and like when they left, I was just like, cause they had to fly here.
Yeah.
We were together for the most part. We like went to the store and things like, we did go to the guns, the gun range. However, everybody like had on masks, and how gun ranges are. They're pretty much kind of sectioned off, so y'all not on top of each other.
Right.
But then like my brother and his girlfriend, they wanted to go on they fucking love and hip hop Atlanta tour. So they went to OLG and the Glam Shop and Lenox Mall, and I'm just like, bro, like I'm looking at him like, nigga, I don't know, like. Yeah, you can come back in this junk.
My little girl be like, Daddy, can you take your clothes off in the garage? No, fuck, I'm not. Yeah. Nah. She's like, well, I saw you on a commercial. I was like, well, fuck that commercial. I'm your dad. Like, I'll tell you what to do. Fuck that shit. But then I'll be like, damn, should I take my clothes off?
Yeah, you should take your clothes off, because she needs to make sure that she's demanding the same thing of niggas that's in her life. Take your clothes off.
Well, I don't like the way
not
that
in that way. Yeah, that sounded wild. I'm just saying, when she say something, her opinion should be respected. You know what I mean?
Well, I just come in the house when she sleep.
You sneaking in the house for your daughter, though. That's wild
like,
shit.
She's my fucking little girlfriend. That shit annoys the fuck out of me. She be calling me like, where are you at? Like, why?
I love it. So you're not like, that's not like daddy's girl, like.
No, she's like, I'm her girl. I'm her daddy.
Said no.
Like, it's not even like, it's not daddy's girl. It's fucking dream.
She's your mom.
Yeah, like, goddamn, like, yo, has to be riffing more than my damn wife do. Like, she probably ain't even think about shit.
Don't do dream like that. Dream, when you listen to this in 15 years, I was rooting for you. I think your daddy should take his damn clothes off after he out there running these streets, playing cornhole and shit in these streets. She said, take your shit off. Like, it's more than you and this bitch. Like, hey, I left you some pajamas out there and some hand sanitizer. Lather your body in this hand sanitizer. Put these pajamas on and put these brand new disposable slippers on before you come to this fucking house. Shout out to Drake.
It's bullshit.
Drake and Swizz Beatz, having a beat. The Swizz Beatz, speaking his drunken mind, is lit as shit.
Lit.
That shit lit, because I don't really see Swizz turn up like that.
Yeah.
And I believe it. That's lit. Real quick. So, according to court documents, your boy Future has given his, proposed to pay his newest baby mama $1,000 a month in child support. Now, this is for Eliza Rain, and their baby, which Future denied for a very long time. This woman had to go through a lot, get a lot of, we talked about it before on the show, had to get DNA testing, a whole lot to prove it. Now, this is like Future's 6th or 7th or 8th child at this point in time. And then that's an understatement, because I know that this young lady has gotten DNA with other women who said that, future child is theirs and all of their DNA match. So, process of elimination. If this baby is your child, I'm not a damn biologist or scientist, but it's a high probability that these other children are yours as well. However, let's get back to Eliza Reign. Future proposed to pay her $1,000 a month in child support, plus part of the deal is a gag order where she cannot talk about him publicly. Eliza Reign turned it down, felt like Future was lowballing it. She feels like Future should pay about $53,000 a month based on his $20 million a year income. Before we get on to 53, I want to know is how you feel about the 1K.
Nah, I don't think that's justifiable, but I think it should be at least, 3,000 or 4,000. Like a kid doesn't need all that money. Like if I'm paying for the child, the child only doesn't need more than $5,000 a month. Like, schooling and shit, or maybe, 10,000, depending on what the school tuition is. But other than that, like, a child don't need that much. Like, she ain't eating that much food. She ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That shit, nah.
Yeah.
Definitely not a ban for sure, but definitely not 53. Like, I think, $5,000 or $6,000 a month, like $60,000 a year is fucking pretty good for a fucking kid.
Depending on your lifestyle though, right?
Yeah,
so they go
when
with
she
me.
With you, I think, yeah. When she with you, like, yeah, when I got her, like, she gonna live my lifestyle, and then like $60,000 a month.
So then you got downgrade. So like I go live with dad, and we flying on private jets. No, like realistically, I'm with you. Like I'm with you. I'm just like, yeah, like I feel like $5,000 a month should have your child living like a king or a queen. You know
that's
what I mean?
Like, yeah, that's 60,000, right? What's 12 times 5?
However, like, if I'm going with you and I'm flying private jets and you fucking buying random bitches $10,000 bags and shit.
Yeah.
When I think about his lifestyle or the lifestyle that he portrays, I'm just like, hell no. Like, you wouldn't use that money on some bullshit. Like, use the shit on your child because all of this can be prevented. And then Future actually had the audacity to call the bitch ugly. Now, take it, their child is less than 1 year old. So she looks exactly the same from when you was fucking her. It's not like it's 15 years later, 10 years later, and this bitch look totally different. Right. She looks like the same bitch you was fucking. Like,
yeah, cuz be tripping.
Like, he's like a wild dude because he keep having all these kids. And you're just like, dude, like, bruh, it's multiple options. You can get a vasectomy. You can use a condom. Now, I understand condoms break. However, they're not breaking this much. Or you're getting the wrong condom. Or you need to get an attorney and find the other niggas because you got a class action suit against Trojan or Magnum or whoever you're blessed to be with when you choose to unwrap a condom. Which seems very rare. But I can get it. Like, I can understand theoretically why she would request this amount of money. And I would think she would request this type of money so that she can at least probably get into like the 30s or the 20s. Cause she knows she ain't about to get 53,000. Plus this nigga got like a billion other kids. So that $20 million is like
$636,000 a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money, my nigga. Like, what do you, nah, bitch. No. I'll pay $60,000 for my child for the year, and you can work and make $60,000 a year potentially, and then you have a nice, comfortable living, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Does it matter the custody split? Like, if you have the child all the time and this nigga just comes see the child when he wants, or you got a child, you got sole custody, the mom just comes sees the child whenever they feel like it, versus like y'all have joint custody where they have time with you, have the time with the other parent.
I think if it's joint custody, then I think the man should still provide just because we're naturally providers or whoever. Like, I think men should still, because having a single parent is a very hard thing. But I honestly think, like, if it's 50-50, like if I got him 1 week, you got him 1 week, like, it really ain't no fucking, Like, I think we good. That
Shouldn't
shit
be
wash
no
out.
split.
Nah, it shouldn't be none. Cause like, if I'm taking care of my household, I'm paying my bills, X, Y, and Z. Like, if you need some shit, like, you know, as some shit comes up, it's certainly, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a bind or some shit and they about to do without, but if I got them one this week and you got them next week and it's going to continue that shit, I don't think it is no child support. That's just me. Like, you know, I mean, as a man, if you need some shit, like some shit come up, like birthday parties or some shit like that, then yeah, I get it. But on that date, nah, hell no.
So 50-50 is a wash.
Yeah,
but if the parent has it and you're a rapper who's all over the world all the time and you have children spread out across the continent, so you know we've had this debate in the past. Like, I don't feel like you should just have kids because you can afford them. Right. Like, kids need more than fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need two parents. You know what I'm saying? They can get by with one. But the ideal situation would be two parents. I think majority of people will agree with that if it's two healthy parents. Please, that's a caveat. But if for future, you're saying if that was your homeboy, he got 7 kids. What do you think is fair?
I mean, again, it's based on their income, obviously. But
right,
I think
his $20 million.
I think $5,000 to $6,000 is a lot of money, like for a child, and I would agree to pay that. Like, I think that's a significant amount.
So when you pay the $5,000 or $6,000,
maybe 10 at the most. That's about it.
I think $10,000 is a good amount of money for somebody living a normal lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a parent, you're not doing much. Like, I think you can live a normal lifestyle. You're not about to live like this lavish lifestyle, because I feel like you gotta take care of the parent as well. Like, you gotta make sure that if you're not 50-50 in your child's life, you need to make sure that the parent that is in charge of your child's life is good mentally.
Yeah.
And as far as, you know, you don't want them to have to lead a child with different people, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, put them in a bind to make sure that you have a healthy child. But, I
mean, I'd give them like $5,000, maybe $6,000 to $7,000 a month and buy them a car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
buy you a car flat out, like a reliable, nice, you know, piece of transportation that you can get, or even buy you, like, I'd offer to buy you a house and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or something to that effect. Like, we can figure something out, but like, I just don't feel like I just giving you gobs and gobs of money on a monthly basis. It's going like, I'm not paying you to take care of my child. Like, we had a child, like, you know, I'm taking care of my child.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I
think 120. Like, if you give a motherfucker $10,000 a month, that's a good job. Like, motherfucker ain't got to work off that. Like,
yeah, that's true.
If you got one child and like $120,000 a year, that's a good ass fucking living. That's not a lot of people that make $120,000.
Hey, if I had a free $120,000 a year, I definitely wouldn't fuck with it.
Yeah, like, fuck.
I can maintain a lifestyle for $120,000 a year for sure.
Easy.
So
it's a lot of bread. Shit, even, I mean, honestly, like, if you give a motherfucker $7,500 a year, like, that shit, I mean, $7,500 a month, I don't know what that is. What's seven times? Fucking 12. I don't know. I don't feel like doing all that shit, but either way, I mean, it's less than 120 and it's more than 60, right? So it's right. Probably, let's just say 80,000, 90,000. Like, that's still a good ass fucking living. Still a good ass fucking living.
Yeah, we're talking tax free. So I think that is a good amount of money. What happens? Okay, so, and I don't know if you know anybody that kind of foots this bill. Like, what happens when you have these baby mamas, right? And you're paying them, you know, whatever you're paying them a month. And then eventually in your life, you decide to settle down. And now you're with this woman and y'all have a child or children. So now you have these other kids that are living like this $5,000, $6,000 lifestyle. And now, but your other kids are living like this $1 million lifestyle. Like, does the child support go up, or
I don't know.
Should you just assume more responsibility?
Yeah, I just would try to, at that point, like, if I'm settling down, if I'm, you know, like, outside of like touring and shit, and if I'm more of a, you know, family man, then I'm gonna have to incorporate some more visits or some shit like that, like, to the point where, like, we gotta figure it out. But I don't feel like yeah, I mean, I still want my kid to live that lifestyle because they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be without, and they're not going to be made to feel, you know, different outside of the fact that they're, you know, they got different mamas and shit like that. But, in terms of being with them, like, you know, hopefully we're on a good accord. So I would like, you know, hold you down enough. But if you got a man and shit like that, I'm not taking care of no none nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not taking care of no grown ass man. And I would like, and I wouldn't have, like, I couldn't, you know, if my old lady had a rich baby daddy or some shit, like, I still got to hold my own, like, take care of your kid and shit. But like, I'm not finna allow you to take care of me. Like, I'm not no hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm straight. So
I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Oh, I just always find it funny how, like, and you're a guy, so I'm sure you may or may not have been in this situation before, but I always find it funny how dudes feel like a woman trying to trap them when it take two to make that shit.
oh yeah, I mean, it's bitches that be trying to trap for sure. Like, you know, they set out, like, you know, the flesh is weak, so men fall victim. But at the same time, it's definitely women that try to, like, they have ulterior motives and try to have, you know, children by niggas.
But you can't know of these motives and then say your flesh is weak. That is a decision that both of you made.
I get it.
And so you get this bitch pregnant that you didn't want to get pregnant. And now you like, oh, cause you want to put your baby. You trying to trap me. Very similar to when, Lawrence asked Cadola, was she gonna keep it? You know what I'm saying? He just getting popping with Issa and now she coming back pregnant. But I fought with Cadola to the fact where she was just like, listen, you can be in it or not. Like, I'm having this baby. I don't need your money. I got my own shit. But then, like, you're faced with the fact of your guilt of, now I know I got a child out here and I'm basically an ain't shit father.
Right.
And it happens. A lot.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Future offering his baby mama 1K is little shit.
Shit.
Yeah, that shit, man. Future, you gotta give her more than that, bro. Like, I know you gotta rock your kids, but you gotta do better than that. You ready to give out some advice?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We gonna get into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment, where clearly don't care about taking advice from people who are high and on wine. Today's episode is very racially charged, as with all of our episodes, so why be different? But this letter, goes with that as well. So, this letter comes from Sojourner All Truth. And Sojourner All Truth says, since George Floyd passed and the movement was re-energized, I have been seeing the true colors of my white and allegedly woke coworkers. While on social media the other day, I ended up going down a rabbit hole. I ended up on a page that was out in racist, white nationalists, white supremacists, and other words you use for mayo-flavored spawn. I stumbled upon this MAGA party where the devils were playing Place the Target on the Nigga. It was basically like pin the tail on the donkey, but with a chalk outline of a man and you place the target on it. As I'm watching this white man be outed for his racism on this page, I see a familiar face in the black background, partying and laughing. It was a coworker who works with me at a daycare. I was shocked to see her. She is very nice and good with the kids. However, I totally see her different now. My question is, should I out this bitch to HR, confront her, and ask her to explain, whoop her ass off GP, or leave it alone? Because I have not seen her do anything improper at work. What are your thoughts? And this is from Sojourner All Truth.
That is a great one, because I want to do all of them shits except for leave it alone. The leave it alone part I don't want to do, but it's like, I don't be with the police shit, like by telling on niggas and shit. That shit is hard for me. But if you did it, I wouldn't be mad, because she would do it to you. And then obviously she would be at a party that would be celebrating killing you. So really don't give a fuck about you. So yeah, I definitely would probably tell on her for sure. And then it's really like, I think I would go with that route first, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, kind of handle it from there. I don't know if addressing it, cause even if she says something that pisses you off, then might be prone to punching her shit and then get an assault charge. And then obviously going down a wrong road, and you might lose your job too. And obviously we're not in the business of losing your job in the fucking pandemic. Also,
Facts.
yeah. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'd probably just rat, which it sounds bad. I don't want to put it as ratting. I probably would just, bring light to her darkness. That was fire. That was fire.
That was a great, PC version of what you just said. That was awesome. This is a good one, because you have not seen them do anything. But again, this can be based on who I am and what I do. Motherfuckers don't listen. Bad people don't lurk in the corner with trench coats in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like, people who up to no good are not, don't look like villains. They look like this white girl that you thought was super cool. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what people do at home. You don't know what people do outside of work. And I've been privy to a lot of things, and, just based on what I do, I'll look at people's Facebooks and things like that as part of my investigation and who they are on Facebook. People think that social media is like this whole separate thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, you'll never find me. Like, I do this in my spare time. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm looking at something where you are racist in your spare time and some racist shit come up about you, then that's 2 and 2 for me. You know what I'm saying? But, she hasn't done anything to your face that you know of. And you say you work at a daycare. I don't know the diversity of that daycare. However, the way I rock is you either with us or you against us. Period. You either with us or you in the way. I feel like equality for black people, I feel like equality for humans, period. It's just what we need to be on. And if you full of hate for no fucking reason, or you feel comfortable being friends and celebrating people who celebrate hate, I can't really rock with you. I'm looking at your character. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person, and I really don't care. Like, I really don't care who a person is. Like, if I perceive you as a toxic person that cause people pain, I can't rock with you. I am not that relative that knows uncle is touching people.
Right.
I'm not that relative. I will stop fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? You cause harm to humans that don't I don't even want to say that don't deserve it, because don't nobody deserve it unless, you know what I'm saying, you being punished for some shit like these cops need to be, or whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you causing harm to unwilling participants, like, I can't fuck with that. And if you celebrating that, I can't fuck with that. Like, Bill, you can say right now, like, listen, I hear what you saying, but I feel like all lives matter, and this is why. We probably not friends no more. I don't give a fuck that I know you for 20 years.
Right.
Like, your viewpoints, it's a whole lot of things that I could be like, shit, all right, fuck it. It don't impact me. Your thoughts is your thoughts. Your activities are your activities. But when it comes to hurting innocent people or celebrating the pimp, nigga, she said, place the target on the nigga. You at a party where niggas is playing, place the target on the nigga.
Right.
So we can shoot this nigga? Ain't no way you can come back and tell me, no, they're just my friends. I believe that Black Lives Matter. Nah, that don't sync up to me.
Right.
So if it were me, because of who I am, I would definitely say report her and then let it pan out how it may.
Yeah.
At least you made it known on a personal level. I wouldn't fuck with her. I ain't about to whip her ass, because I'm not about to lose my job because you an ignorant bitch. Unless you put your hands on me or some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But leave it alone, I don't feel like it's an option. Because what you know is what you know. And you can't act like you don't know. You can't try to be blissfully ignorant. So I think that we both are saying, like, at the very least, you need to out her to the company. And I don't think of it as ratting personally, but that's also the work that I do, where I tell people, like, tell me what's going on. Because I feel like if you ain't do nothing wrong, ain't nothing to worry about. Right. If a motherfucker doing some fucked up shit, I feel like you should be totally okay with them losing their job. We're not talking about somebody going to prison or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about somebody losing their job, and rightfully so. If you're a fucking scumbag, I don't give a fuck how you pay your bills, to be completely honest.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care how you pay your bills. I don't care if you living on the street. I don't think scumbags deserve blessings. And that's how I feel. I've told y'all that about 50 Cent. I told y'all that about a lot of people who I feel like Trump. I don't feel like scumbags deserve blessings. Like, when you take pleasure in other people's suffering, I can't fuck with you. That's just me. That's just who I am as a person. Like, I can't really fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
So, that's my advice. Reporter to HR. You got any additional advice for Sojourner All Truth?
Nah, that's it.
Well, Sojourner, let us know how that works. That is a pretty difficult situation. But if y'all want some more of this A1 advice, write into the ain'tshitshow@gmail.com. And that's the X where the I would be in shit. And your letter may get read on the show. You ready to get into some free smoke?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we about to get into free smoke. Free smoke is where we talk about all the hot button personal issues that we want. It could be any personal topic, anything from politics to petty. And today's topic is, like I said, this whole show is pretty much about race. But it's about, this story stems from the story about Aunt Jemima. Have you heard that this week?
Yeah.
Where they're talking about discontinuing the logo that is Aunt Jemima. So I wanted to talk today about character-based racial stereotypes. And so for all of you who may not be aware, so with everyone becoming woke and all of these companies, you know, getting away from things that has its roots in slavery, I think the University of Virginia is changing its logo. Rhode Island got some crazy shit going on with its name. That's like the Providence of Rhode Island Plantation, some shit. They're getting rid of that. I've never even heard anybody say that before, so I didn't know that was a part of the name. Right. So they're just making it like Rhode Island. States are changing names and shit like that. So the story of Aunt Jemima comes up, and that is with the Quaker Oats company, or General Mills. And basically Aunt Jemima that's on the pancake box was actually the more recent model that you see on the box is Lillian Richard. And Lillian Richard was the brand representative. So the woman that you see on the box, she became the brand representative in 1925. So while all of us are applauding the fact that this woman is being removed, or this stereotype pretty much is being removed from the box, there are people in her town of Hawkins, Texas, that is against it. And also her niece, named Vera Harris. And Lillian Richard was the face of Aunt Jemima for 23 years. She traveled around Texas, and did like appearances and shit, and like made her living as Aunt Jemima, before she passed away. Those people in that town and her relatives say she is considered a hero in that town. And you gotta think of a place called Hawkins. The fact that you don't know about it tells you that it's small. Mm-hmm. So they have to hold on to their heroes. She said that they don't want their history, replaced. And she also said that, Lillian Richard made an honest living for a number of years, with her appearances. And there wasn't a lot of job for Black women back in those days. So basically, like, she had to make shit work. I don't know if you remember, like, one of the latter times in which Aunt Jemima got a makeover. But before that, it was the character that we know of as Mammy. She had the bonnet on and, looking, real slave-like. And, Mammy was basically, a racist stereotype that made people believe that, African Americans or black people or Negroes were happy being slaves.
Right.
They were always smiling. What you need me to do, sir? I'm so happy to be here, in your presence. And the logo has actually changed 6 times, but it really has its root in racism. If this were a part of your family, how do you think you would feel about that? Do you feel like it's...
Get this shit the fuck out of here.
Even if it was like your mom or your grandma or your aunt or something?
I'll just build some more legacy. I got some shit coming. Just be good. I'm sure.
How do you feel about like black people making a way that they could in a time where there wasn't a lot?
I mean, I get it. You gotta survive. Like, we're survivors, right? So like, and that was the time of survival, but now it's time to thrive. So I'm cool. Like, it's we made it off that island in terms of that. And we still, we're still in the water and still searching, but we on the way to get our own island and shit. So nah, once I found out, like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want, like, I mean, if you look at it like that, like, shit, our people were slaves, and like, some people be like, how can you be a slave still? Like, you had no choice, you had to survive, right? So like, you withstood, your circumstances and transcended your circumstances to, to die for the freedoms that I now have. So, you had to do what you had to do in order to survive and shit, and shuck and jive and make you stay alive. But shit, now we good. We passed that shit. You know what I mean?
So like, for me, I battled a little bit with this because I personally feel like the legacy is what has happened, right? Like, if you feel pride in this, it doesn't mean that it no longer exists. That means that it's no longer current. Like, this is not what we're doing right now. You can't erase the past. Yeah. But you can go forward with the future. So it could have been like, oh, like, your mom was like fucking multi-million-dollar fucking prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, she made a way for us, but I don't necessarily know how excited I am to continuously tell everybody that my mom was a prostitute. It is to each his own. Right. I'm just saying personally, you know what I'm saying? But I feel it where you're coming from, where it's like, nah, we good. Like, appreciate it. Yeah. What you did. It kind of set us back though. But you were in a position where you had to make a way out of no way. Right. So, I just find that, very interesting that they're just like, no, we want this to continue on. Y'all could be like every other small town in America where y'all have like a little museum for the nigga who once made a trip to the White House. Yeah, like, not to downplay, whatever this black woman went through, but, I understand small towns and I understand how they feel about their quote unquote stars or their legacy or something like that. I have a friend from, I'm not going to even say what part of South Carolina because I can't remember, but it's from where Ronald McNair, the astronaut, is from. Yeah. You remember that black astronaut McNair? Yeah. But anyway, she said that like literally everything in their town is named after him. Oh yeah. Which astronaut is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But like everything in the town is named after him. Like, she went through like a list. And if you've been to Atlanta, how it's like 15 peach trees. That's how it is there. Like, everything is Ronald McNair. Yeah. Like, Ronald McNair Boulevard, Ronald McNair Ice Cream Shop, Ronald McNair, like, gas station. Like, everything is named after him. But I will be completely fine with letting that go.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
We can be like, Aunt Lillian, she did what she had to do, and that's how she became famous, and keep it within the family. Right. While we're still on like Mammy, Hattie McDaniel won an Oscar for her playing Mammy and Gone with the Wind. And she was the first Black woman to win an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
But she played this particular character. How do you feel about that? Does that make it more prestigious than a pancake box?
No, I mean, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just in different varieties. But it's still, I mean, I get it and I understand, they only had, 5 or 6 roles that, Black folks played at that particular time in life. So
yeah,
you gotta kind of, make wine out of the grapes that you got. But at the same time, like, I would be proud of it, but I understand like the symbolism behind all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, again, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other type shit. You know what I mean? You can be proud of, the accomplishments they made for that time, but you understand that, that shit ain't flying now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I don't, like, it's like, oh, like, Hattie McDaniel won this Oscar, which is great. And just at that point in time, like in 1939, like this Black woman won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. But that also, so like when I talk this through, that also goes back to the fact that we appreciate white people awards.
Oh yeah. White ice is always colder, like Charlamagne said. That's one of the coldest analogies, but it's true. Like we just feel like white ice is colder. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I said, when I'm thinking about it, like pancake box versus Oscar. And as I'm thinking through that process, I'm like, but you know what I'm saying? That made strides for people to win an Oscar. And then at the same time, I said, well, why the fuck do we care about winning the Oscar? Fuck the Oscar.
Yep.
You know? Have you heard of Step and Fetch It?
I don't think so.
That's very interesting. I thought you definitely would have had him on your radar. So,
I definitely thought it was like a phrase versus a person.
So it's a phrase that came from a person. So the actor's name he has a lot of names: Lincoln Theodore Monroe Andrew Perry. They say you don't trust the person with 2 first names. He has all first names here. Lincoln Theodore Monroe Andrew Perry. However, this guy became wealthy for playing Step and Fetch It. And Step and Fetch It was the like quintessential coon. Like he shuffled, he mumbled. He played this role as the laziest man in the world. That was his role, back in the, 20s and 30s and shit, when Black people couldn't really get on TV and shit like that. So this man actually became a millionaire, and just like a lot of Black millionaires or Black individuals with money, he blew it. He bought like excessively, like, and it blew his money. And we're talking about in fucking 20s and 30s and shit like that. So that's a lot of money for you to fucking blow and shit. But he played like this buffoon. And look that up more deeper when we get offline, because I'm definitely sure that's something you would be interested in.
Absolutely.
For sure. He always had like a loose lower lip dangling, scratching his head, befuddled. Anytime a white actor barked him orders or, berated him or anything like that, he was really like the what you need me to do, sir. For back in them days when Black people were not on television. So you may hear older Black people say you're an old Step and Fetch It.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that shit.
So for me, like, even though this guy like became a millionaire and, Black people were not allowed on TV and he had to like get in where he fit in, I'm kind of like, yeah,
I'm straight.
If you were my uncle or my great granddaddy or some shit like that, I would still love you. However, I don't think I would be announcing that all the time. Like, that wouldn't be my claim to fame.
Yeah, hell no. Not at all.
Is that embarrassing to you, or is that like a we've come a long way type?
Nah, that's embarrassing. Because, like, I mean, again, your soul can't be for sale. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
That shit was playing piddlywinks with the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And your soul is not for sale. That's why I always say, like, I tell them at work, like, long as it's not illegal or compromise my morals, What y'all want? What y'all need me to do?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But if something goes against what I believe in, I feel like somebody been done wrong, like, I can't live with myself for that. I can't, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my soul for this shit.
All right.
I just gotta find something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When something does not feed you, let it go. Like, I don't give a fuck what like, if it does not serve you, let it go. Like, you gotta get rid of it because you can't be good to it and it can't be good to you. And it only turns into toxicity. Like, that's all it is.
Right.
Last but not least, let's bring you up to more current times. Candace Owens. So, for you guys who don't know who Candace Owens is, have not listened to the show before, or has not been on any social media or TV, Candace Owens is a 31-year-old African-American conservative, I guess commentator, political activist. She is known and have become more prominent since Trump was elected. She is pro-Trump. Again, she came out around 2016, and after being initially very critical of Trump and the political party, she turned around for some reason and became a Trump supporter. And I say for some reason, but I know for what reason. Candace Owens is anti-Black Lives Matter, anti the Democratic Party. She just went online and talked shit about George Floyd. Because George Floyd was no angel, he deserved to die. He's not a martyr. Why are you praising him up? But the funny thing about it is, Candace Owens' net worth is $1 million. Over $1 million.
Yep. Sounds about right.
She made that by being evil.
Yep.
And she lives with herself by that. So, 20 years from now, somebody doing their Space Age podcast, doing their leadership segment, or Free Smoke segment, is going to talk about Candace Owens. And Candace Owens is going to be the 2016 through 2020 Step and Fetch It, Mammy, all of those things. Bringing it to current, I know we both like fuck Candace Owens. I don't even think we need to ask that question.
Correct.
What if Candace Owens was a member of your family? Like, what if Candace Owens was your sister? Like, do you think you can fuck with her, like, outside of all that shit?
Like we got the same mama and daddy?
Yeah. Like, y'all at Thanksgiving together.
So she's not like a stepsister?
She's not a stepsister. You can say fuck a stepsister.
You like, definitely can, because I have.
True, you have on this show earlier.
For sure.
Pretty much.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm a lover just because I'm a lover. You know what I'm saying? You can't help who your family is, unfortunately. But, like, I'm pretty sure we're going to argue at every fucking drop of a hat in terms of everything. So, it's probably going to be a love-hate relationship. It's probably going to have to be some parameters set by our mom, our parents, before we enter. Because, you know.
So, your parents got to be like, let's get rid of the number.
Nah, this is like, we can't talk about nothing related to X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And just talk about, but it's somehow all that shit always, bubbles
because
back.
that's ingrained in you. Like, this particular ideology to me, I feel like that is something where you can't tuck that if you really believe in that.
Right.
Now, if you just out here scamming, like, yeah, I'll be telling these motherfuckers, whatever, so I can get their money. And then you coming home and be real. I still can't fuck with that because you're basically out here against us.
Right.
I don't think I can fuck with her, be like, sister or not. Like, you're advocating for my niece, nephews, cousins. It's okay for them to be killed. The only way you should be killed is if your record is pristine.
Right.
You have some self-hate issues. And like I just said, probably 10 minutes prior, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off for me. Like, anybody that is pro being negative, hurting people, things like that, I can't fuck with you, B. I just can't. Sister or not, mama, brother, cousin, father. If you're a person that spews hate and advocate for hate, I feel like I've already said this. If you believe in God, you believe in the devil. And I don't believe everybody's sent here by God, personally.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that. So I can't fuck with you. I can't be around you. We'll alternate Thanksgivings because that could easily be me in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That could easily be your daddy. That could easily be your mama. That could easily be your nephew. So for you to be out here and be like, oh, it's okay to hunt black people. I support a racist. I support a nigga who said he made Juneteenth popular.
Right.
The balls. The balls of Trump. And shout out to Nancy Pelosi for being like, he could have had that meeting on Zoom. What do you think that was about? What do you think that low turnout at the Trump rally was about?
I think it's about a bunch. I mean, it's about it's the COVID going on, you know what I'm saying? And niggas shit. A lot of people ain't riding with that motherfucker. Like 40 million people out of work.
That's what I want to hope.
40 million people out of work, man. And a lot of people lost their lives and lost, their, loved ones have been inflicted. And, this shit was a fumble. Like, cuz fumbled, you know what I'm saying, on the one.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that shit, and again, it's a COVID. So
I don't even think it was a fumble. I think you were on the football field. You had a basketball in your hand. Like, you wasn't even in the same sport, my nigga. Like,
that's true.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, you didn't even try. It's not like he tried and failed. He didn't even try. And when he was finally like, all right, I guess we'll do something, it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy. But Candace Owens to me is like the 2020 slave symbol. Like, you shucking and jiving in front of these conservatives. And again, like, this Trump party is just a little bit different. I don't think this is Republican Democrat shit. This is racist hate outwardly. Now, granted, all these motherfuckers been racist. But I think, we've said this for the past 4 years. Trump is the only nigga that don't try to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
He on his Hitler shit. He on his Kim Jong-un shit. That's what he want to be. He want to be that shit. So it ain't any shit you can do about that nigga.
Right.
But I just want to end it with saying fuck Candace Owens forever.
Pretty much.
I don't even care if she get baptized and give her life over to God. Like, you done caused a lot of damage. I just want you to know that. And to those individuals who were at that Trump rally, fucking shucking and driving, that people said y'all were paid actors, whether you were real or a paid actor, you still sold your soul to me.
For sure.
Out there with the 45, Make America Great, y'all doing the fucking cha-cha slide. So sad, man. That shit is ugly. But again, we had motherfuckers that told the slave masters where we were at. You know what I mean? We had motherfuckers in Africa tricking us to get on this boat. So people been people since forever, and motherfuckers will turn on you. Thank y'all for listening, man. Hopefully y'all listen to both parts of this podcast. I want to make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Check us out at theaintshitshow.com. That's the X where I will be. And y'all know we always on Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube, all that, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And today's quote is, entertain a clown and you become a part of the circus. So until next week, I want y'all to be great, manifest your destinies. Always know that Black Lives Matter and the marathon continues. We out.
Peace.